Hey, what's going on everyone? This is going to be our review for the Season 3 premiere of Lucifer titled They're Back, Aren't They? So this is going to be kind of an interesting review because if you guys may or may not remember, I actually reviewed the premiere way back in Season 1 when the show first debuted in 2015, and I thought it was actually really fun. I really did enjoy the character of Lucifer, the performance I thought was amazing, and it seemed like a sort of typical procedure, but it had this element to it that was kind of an edge above the rest. You know, it had that kind of level of fun to it, and the character was so charismatic that even though it was this kind of standard cop procedural, you still had a lot of fun watching it and you were engaged enough to want to watch the subsequent episodes. Now, I did kind of fall off in Season 2, I didn't watch all of it, but I kind of knew what happened. So spoiler warning here if you guys didn't see this episode or the end of Season 2, but essentially Season 2 ended with Lucifer's mother being placed in sort of an alternate dimension, and we got to see that Lucifer gets his real angel wings back as he's stuck out in the middle of a desert. This season starts off right where we left it, with Lucifer in the desert wondering what happened to him, and this leads to a string of kidnappings and all this stuff. Pieces are tying together, creating this giant mystery behind what's going on with these people. We also get introduced to a new police captain named Marcus Pierce, who's played by Smallville star Tom Welling, and that was a really welcome surprise because I had heard rumors that Tom Welling was going to be appearing on Lucifer or coming back to one of the DC TV shows, but I didn't know which one it would be, so I thought it was actually kind of interesting that he accepted this role, but I guess he had some sort of a personal connection to it with the show, and he really wanted to appear in it. And his captain is sort of like the stern, straight man that has this, level-headed demeanor about him that doesn't want to go off the books or doesn't want to get, publicly humiliated or anything or have any kind of issues within his department. So I'm guessing that's going to play into future episodes because, of course, he'll clash with Lucifer's kind of loose way of going about things. Another interesting thing this episode is that Lucifer's brother, Amenadiel, loses his wings and kind of questions how Lucifer got them, because it's an interesting switch where in the beginning of the show Lucifer didn't have them and then Amenadiel actually did have them. So you have the kind of reverse dynamic now where Lucifer has wings but doesn't want them, and his brother wants wings but doesn't have them now. One of the biggest things that this episode does tease, though, is a new villain that's going to be known as the Sinner Man, and he's the most likely candidate that was actually responsible for why Lucifer was left in the middle of the desert, and also the return of his wings and the loss of his devil face. So I'm guessing that'll be a season-long question, and hopefully we'll be introduced to the shadowy figure in a short period of time. So one of the questions that this season is likely going to be setting up is kind of the identity that Lucifer wants now that he's been living in Los Angeles for quite some time now. He's kind of getting used to, being on Earth and everything. The idea that he actually is sort of losing his old ways and then getting some of his stuff back. It's almost like his brother mentions that possibly he's been redeemed, but I think it's all kind of a facade, and it's going to be really testing where Lucifer's real allegiances lie. So overall, I thought this is a very solid start to this new season. My only complaints I could say were that we didn't really get to know the captain all too well in this first episode, but I'm sure he'll be a factor again, like I said, throughout. So hopefully we'll be learning much more about his character in subsequent episodes. I also felt that the subplot involving the prank kidnapping was a bit lackluster, but I knew it was kind of necessary to set up this shadowy figure that's been pulling the strings. Overall, I'd give this episode an 8 out of 10. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below if you guys got a chance to check it out. And if you guys are interested in more reviews for Lucifer and other TV shows, be sure to subscribe to Hybrid Network. Thanks again for watching this review. If you want to keep up to date with our social media platforms and consider donating to us on Patreon to see our content improve, be sure to check the description box and all the links will be provided right there.